Welcome back to MicroMessage. I'm Shane Robb, and with me today, I've got Antonio Ayon. Antonio, introduce yourself. Tell us about you.
Hey everyone, like Shane said, I am Antonio Ayon. I really appreciate that. You pronounced it pretty well. Actually, right on. I like it. But yeah, so a little bit about myself. I do have a background in fire. I love to cook, and I've always wanted to run a business since I was a kid. I've always just had that that energy or that desire. So I had another business with a partner. It was a barber supply store
Mm-hmm.
out of Ventura, and it was going pretty well. But the thing about running a business with a partner is, different ideas, different thoughts, and it could really stunt a business growth. And honestly, it just wasn't really for me. The kind of people that I was dealing with just weren't the people that I wanted to be surrounded by. So I ended up coming back to my area with my family. I moved home, and I just started going back into uh, pretty much into the EMS field, doing fire stuff. And yeah, so when did all this start? I guess would have to be about rental arbitrage, Airbnb, and all that stuff. And I was like pretty excited. I was like, hey, you know what? This would be my opportunity to start a business, and in real estate, which people say is one of the best kind of businesses and investments you could ever make. And I just started saving my money. That's what it started off with. I just, whenever I could, I would get my paycheck. You got to pay yourself first. So I would put that off into a side account and just invest that. I actually do invest into Bitcoin, which is pretty cool. I'm big on that, but I'm not going to really get into that. So yeah. And then about 7-8 months ago, before the pandemic, actually, no, it was in November, October. It was like my last birthday. I decided, I was like, you know what? It's enough time. I've been saving enough money, and I think it's time for me to jump in, and so that's what I did. Is I was already doing my research. I already knew, I wanted to open up an actual business. I didn't want to just go out and get a property under my name. I wanted to actually, be a professional about it. So I went and got my LLC, my EIN number, all those different things, a business bank account that you would need, and I started stepping forward. Actually taking action was the biggest mistake that people don't do, right?
Yeah, taking action is huge. If you don't take the first step, you're not going to make it to the second step or the third step. So tell us, what is your company? What is the name of it, and what do you do? What does it do? Tell us about that.
All right, cool. So the company name is A&A Bookings, and we are pretty much a platform bringing professional short-term operators with professional travelers. It's a short-term rental property platform, and yeah, that's pretty much what it is. It's bringing people together, and it's another version of like an Airbnb or VBRO, Cozy. There's a lot of other companies out there, but they're just kind of general. Just anybody uses those, and we're in it just to market to professionals.
And when you say professionals, that's kind of what's separating what you're trying to do from everybody else you mentioned. So like what would you define as professional?
Definitely. It's a good question. That's actually one of the questions that I struggle with myself, because I don't want to exclude anybody, making them feel like, hey, my career, I feel it's a professional career. Why would I not be able to use this platform? So it's definitely something that I struggle with myself. Of course, you have, the professions that most people would say: accountants, lawyers, doctors, judges, all those different kind of CEOs and accountants. But at the same time, culinary chefs, barbers, they are too also professionals. So it's very difficult to say who is the professional and who isn't. On the actual short-term rental operator side, we do require that they have their rental insurance, homeowners insurance, that they are a business. They're not just a fly-by-night kind of person who's going to be putting up a room. There are going to be entire properties.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're still kind of struggling on who would be considered a professional. But yes, that's kind of.
So kind of sounds like maybe like an established, someone that's in a profession and they're established and they kind of have everything put together. Not just, we didn't just show up yesterday like you're saying, and oh yeah, I've got a business, here's my LLC. It's just, no, this is, you want to keep, for your customers, it sounds like you're trying to keep like a certain level of quality of a professional. Is that fair?
Exactly. That's exactly what it is, because there's a big issue with properties being damaged right now. There's a lot of hosts out there that are complaining, and it's kind of difficult to prove and actually get reimbursed for some of these damages.
Okay, so it sounds like if someone came to you, they can have a peace of mind knowing that you kind of have a screening process for who's going to rent theirs above and beyond. So that's pretty cool, man. So when did you get this idea? Where did you be like, okay, this is what I want to do?
Yeah, so initially I was going to be one of those short-term rental operators, those hosts as well. That was, my LLC was initially created for me to be a host. But when the pandemic happened, I was actually about to sign my first lease. I was getting ready, and the pandemic happened. I was like, wait, I'm not going to sign a lease. People aren't going to travel. I'm just going to be throwing money away. And I didn't see a purpose in it. So I mentally put my business on a shelf. So you could say it started when the pandemic happened. That's when all the tires towards A&A Bookings becoming a platform actually started spinning. And then it's just grown since then.
So say this thing, takes off like you want, and everything kind of goes smooth. Where do you see yourself in like 5 years with the company?
5 years. 5 years is a good time. I would say, of course, still in the CEO director position. I don't want to let this go. This is definitely everything. All my efforts are being put into this. I work 6 to 7 days a week, anywhere between 8 to 10 hour days. And I just couldn't see myself letting this go. So of course I would still be in the director's seat, trying to make the platform better. At that point, right now we are nationwide. So we are able to transact anywhere within the nation. And soon, there are some people that I've been talking to potentially moving out of the nation down to South America. There's some possibilities down there, and overall overseas. That would be the 5-year plan, is moving out to other countries.
I like that. So you kind of answered, the next question I had was, how is this, helpful to people, and why you versus other companies? And you kind of answered that already. So I guess the question would be now, how can people get a hold of you? What's the best way to take advantage of the product you have, the service you're providing?
Okay, well, our product, our service, our platform will be on the internet, where you just go to aabookings.net. There's no and. Unfortunately, you can't put an and symbol in a website. I wish you could, but I couldn't. So it's just going to be aabookings.net, and right there you can check us out, see what I'm about, what the company's about, and at the same time, if anybody wants to reach me, they could reach me by email, they could reach me by phone. All that information will be there as well. I just shout it out now. The trmartin@aabookings.com. That's essentially my email, which is connected to the business. But I'm also planning on getting a new email, and it's going to be my name. It's Antonio A. Ayon, or Antonio M. Ayon at aabookings.com. So it's probably going to be better to get that one. I will be creating that one very soon. I have a lot of things going on right now. Like I said, the website's not created, and it's still in the works, but it's going to be some good stuff.
Okay, so if someone wanted to get in contact with you, would you be able to get them a place to stay right now? Are you set up for that?
I could definitely connect them with a host, but the issue is that I would not be able to process their transaction through my platform.
Okay.
So, I mean, they would be able to connect with the host and then possibly go through Airbnb or one of the other short-term rental sites. But soon, I think my website should be up within a week to a week and a half.
Okay. And is there anything that anyone watching, like, is there any, marketing person or anybody that would be helpful? Hey, contact me, and maybe you guys could work together. You need anything like that? Any assistance on what you're trying to do?
Honestly, if I could just ask everyone that is thinking about going on a vacation to think about all the hosts, think about all those people right now who have property, who have not been making any money, who are technically business owners that couldn't get a loan, couldn't get any form of government aid. Think about those people before you go out and go book a hotel or something. Really think about where you're gonna go. And I mean, I'm not in it just to create a business for myself. When I created this business, it was because I knew there were people out there struggling to actually get those bookings, and people who are losing their homes, having to, not make their leases, and just overall in the worst places of their lives. So I would just ask everyone to think of those people that, if you want to help, try staying at a short-term rental. And if you want to come to aabookings.net, that's great. I'm not, like I said, I just want to help people. So that's
I love that. Isn't that what it's all about? Helping other people?
Yeah.
That's what it's all about. Well, I appreciate you being on today. So we're going to put all the information that Antonio mentioned, how to get a hold of him, in the comments below. And then if you want to reach out to him, if you're interested in what he's got going on, go find him. This is Antonio Ayon, and he is amazing, good friend. I've met him a few times online, and I tell you, this is somebody you at least need to have a conversation with. So Antonio, thank you so much.
Shane, I really appreciate you, man, for giving me this platform to actually talk to people. I'm a little nervous myself. I haven't really had a chance to talk to people like this about it. I've kind of just been staying here, making it happen, but I hope to have more opportunities like this in the future.
I'm thinking you will. Well, thank you for being on. Thanks for watching MicroMessage. I'm Shane Robb. Until next time.
Bye, guys.
If you would like to be on MicroMessage and let other people know about your business or your service that you offer, go ahead right now and send me a message. Let's get the conversation started. I'm Shane Robb. Until next time.